All right, so we're here on the SP battle. So it's going to be very simple, not actually that difficult. If you aren't familiar with how the SP battle functions, basically you have an evaluation score and you put a certain amount of debuffs on your team or buffs to the enemy that basically kind of gives you more score. So as you can see, just decreasing all allies max HP depending on which one you choose. If you give them 10%, 25%, or 40%, you'll get +1, +2, or +3. The overall score that you need to reach is 18 to get all the rewards, right? Now, one thing to note is if you have, let's say, debuffs active and then you decide to get a buff, this will invalidate everything that you selected. So you don't want to have any buffs whatsoever. You want to have straight debuffs, nothing else, only debuffs. Very simple, right? So you're gonna go for debuffs. Now these are gonna be the ones that you're gonna want to have. So decrease all allies max HP. We're gonna be using GOJO. So realistically, having less HP doesn't matter because we're not gonna be getting hit. The same for increasing the enemy's damage because we're using GOJO, we're not getting hit. Then the next thing we're going to use is add all skills. So when the battle starts, if their HP is no more than 80%, then they'll apply 100% damage. They'll increase. Again, it doesn't matter if they have damage because we are using GOJO and we're going to dodge everything. Now, decay is probably going to be the biggest thing, but I don't think it's even considered a big thing even in this situation just because we're using GOJO again. So a lot of these debuffs aren't going to really affect us. Now, of course, enemies going to have an ultimate count fill rate increase. Is going to be very easy for them to, of course, use their ult faster, but since we're using GOJO, we're not taking any damage. And then, of course, increase non-A attribute characters damage taken by 120%. We don't care because we are going to be using a character who is of the A attribute. So this is not going to affect us whatsoever. And then that is going to be our 18 score. So you're probably going to be like, okay, well, I hear GOJO. Well, yeah, literally, we're only using GOJO. So we have GOJO and Pride, and this is basically all we're going to be using. Now, obviously, as you can see, we do have level 9 ult and a level 9 buff, not level 10 quite. Obviously, you could add more characters if you want to try to beat it like that. But we're only using GOJO because I feel like this is the easiest way to kind of give a free-to-play showcase, right? So anyways, let's get on with it. Excuse me, though. I did call it a showcase. It's not really a showcase. This is more so a clear. But if you want to use it for reference, if you do have everything that I have here, then go for it and knock yourself out. But anyways, first things first, we're going to use Pride, and then we're going to buff 2 times. Buff again. Okay, so first thing to note here is of the 2 enemies, we have 2.1 on Ketsu and we have 2.6 nil HP on Esso. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're just going to attack Esso with just watch and see. This is going to, of course, use one of our stacks of Pride, but that's fine because once we get to our Pride again, we should be chilling. That's going to lower some of his HP. That's going to drop him to like 1.8 now. We'll still have 1 Pride active still, since we do have 2 of it. Should have 1 more still, right? Yep. So now here we're just going to buff 2 more times. Now we should be able to get our ult here because he's going to ult us and that's going to give us a charge. But it doesn't matter. We're not ulting this turn because we want to get the second buff from our skill 3. And then obviously we do want to use our ult with Pride. So we're going to buff 1 more time. And then here we use Pride and then our ult. And yeah, they should be dead. In the event that they do live, keep in mind you still have 1 more turn and you still have 1 of your buffs active from Pride still, and you also do have 1 buff left on your actual skill 3. So just hit skill 1 on Ketsu and yeah, he should be dead, right? Or whoever's alive, right? So yeah, basically that's going to be the easiest way to kind of get your 18 score on the SP battle.